Okay, so now you can see how my stormy clouds have dried. And next, we're going to do soft trees in a foreground. It will be a wet into wet again. I suggest a large mop. I'm going to use a small one just because my paper's so small. A medium Hakey brush. You'll need both a curved corner and a sharp corner on your credit card or store card. I just cut an angle on mine to get the sharp corner. And colors again, fresh paint on palette for your raw sienna. We're going to incorporate burnt sienna and the indigo into this. Now, since my area up here has dried and I want soft trees, sorry, they're putting in an ADU in our neighborhood and there's a lot of activity. We've got ground compression, so there's thumping, and now I've got the guy who mows the grass on our wonderful teardrop park getting into it, making lots of noise. So I'm just wetting probably the middle third here, and what I'm going to do is I've loaded my brush with burnt sienna and I actually added some burnt umber and some indigo, and I'm just going to go in here just to kind of create the base for the trees. I'm going to give my brush a clean, and I'm going to then go in. I'm still using the mop brush. I'm going to go into my indigo and just start making some suggestive tree shapes. We're not looking for actual trees. We're looking for just the shapes because I want them to diffuse into the wet area. And maybe a little more darks here and there. Put some dark in this one. He needs to come up a little more. Bring him out to the edge. Clean my brush quickly. And then I'm going to go into my raw sienna. Still using the mop brush. Still has some color on it. And we're just going to drop some of that color in. Cleaning my brush again. I'm going to bring some medium value of the indigo back into this. I'm going a little darker now. And I'm going to go back to my mix. I'm cleaning my brush quick. I'm not concerned about it being marginally clean. And a little bit of burnt umber, raw sienna, and let's and then I'm going to tip it upside down let some of the colors run out. I might just, it's really dry here, so I'm gonna, whoop, a little bit too much, got too close. Let's get back in there with a paper towel. And I think what I'll do is I'll go back in with some color. Okay, so now, while it's still damp like this and we have things moving around, I'm going to put this flat just because I don't have a backing on this. I'm going to use the sharp edge of my credit card and pushing down on it just so we get some white paper. We're just making some suggestions of tree trunks. We'll come back later and put more definition in them. Okay, now I'm going to take my Hakey brush and I'm going to get half of it, I'm going to get it fairly dry, and I'm going to get half of it into the raw sienna, and then half of it into, I'll call it a medium value of my, sorry, got a big clump, into the indigo mix. So it's kind of like that. Holding the, we're going to do a dry brush. So I'm going to hold the brush on the side, and we can tell it's really dry, and get some color in there. You can bring, I'm bringing back the umber, yeah, the indigo side. And then cleaning out the brush, and I'm just going to get some of the and I would say the brush is wet on one side and slightly dried on your water container. And I'm getting the raw sienna into the bristles, and I want to actually a darker wash of that. Oop, there's that clump again. And just a little more, just dabbing in some indigo here, kind of makes an interesting little green element, maybe some darker. I'm just kind of re-wetting that so that it will move around a little bit. And then I'm going to take the curved side of my card and bring it into the wet paint. Dropping in a little bit of the burnt sienna in. I'm going to go in and just darken that indigo section a little bit more.